Hi friends, this is Renee Keese with Carolina Creative here with another card making idea for you. I wanted to make a masculine card. I've been doing so much floral things lately that I thought I needed to add to my masculine card collection. So I am back to using this Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, and I want to show you this sheet because I'm going to use a piece out of this. This was a 12 by 12, and you can see that it actually looks like ripped paper. So it actually looks like you have ripped that's how they photographed this and made this paper. But I'm going to use just a section of this, and it's going to come from this top here. And so you'll see then it has some of the darker colors. Now even the back is kind of fun. It's in berry burst. Very monochromatic, but again, it looks like it's torn paper. But when I pair this with my Lost Lagoon card base, and I've got a strip here that I've already embossed, can you see the embossing on there? I wanted to give an edge to this to give it some texture. And the other thing that I'm working with today is something that's fairly new out of the catalog. With the Charming Sentiments stamps, obviously there's a bunch of sentiments. It also comes with sentiment silhouette dies. And they're all these funky little shapes that go around those actual sentiments. So I'm going to stamp a sentiment and then punch it out, and it's going to have this really irregular shape, but I think it's going to be very, very interesting placed onto this paper. So let me flip the camera down here so you can kind of see my work area. I am going to do the cutting and embossing with the dies here in just a minute. I'll give you an example. I punched a few of these out yesterday. So this is just a little just for you, and one that says wishing you everything wonderful. And you can see how unique these shapes are. So the first thing I want to do is stamp, and then there's only two things that I need to stamp today. One is inside the card, and the other is the sentiment that will go on the front. So I'm going to ink up using Lost Lagoon. I've got a scrap here that is just the right size. It's got good ink coverage here. I am going to, yep, perfect, do that. On the inside, I'm going to stamp Enjoy Your Day. Perfect. And right now, I think that's all the stamping I'm going to do. So you can tell this is going to be a pretty simple card, but I think it's going to have a nice wow factor. So now, this is the insert. I'm going to tuck it in there so I know where it is. I'm going to line up this die and put it on my cutting. I'm missing there it is. I moved it to the side. I'm going to line this up so that I can crank it through this die cutting machine. There we go. And then I can move this out of my way as well. And you'll see what comes out the other side. I didn't even up my sandwich very well, as you can tell, but everything I was cutting was right smack in the middle. So now I have this piece, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So I'm going to move this out of the way and give myself a little more space here. And I'm going to put the die here. You can see that it is a very interesting shape, if you will. Kind of unique in that it's a little bit jagged. I also had a piece, it was just a scrap of Evening Evergreen, which also goes with this. So I was thinking maybe, I'm gonna have to see how this lines up. Maybe I would put it with this. We'll see that in a minute. So I'm gonna start from the inside and start layering here. I'm gonna go ahead and glue in my insert. There we go. And just, you know, it's a masculine card. Not that I want to belittle this, but I'm thinking it doesn't need a lot of decoration on the inside. Let's just communicate our message, and we write a note, and, you know, and I think we're done. So I'm going to adhere this piece. Now you see it's monochromatic. It's just a little bit smaller than the length of my card base, but I'm going to put it pretty close to the edge here. And then when I line this up, you can see how it kind of looks like blue sky and then almost mountains. And so I'm going to line this up. Yep. And match it to the embossed piece, which has texture. Just trying to give it a little bit more interest. So and I'm going to leave an edge on this, my right-hand side. What you're seeing is your left. I want to leave an edge here with just the card base showing through. So I'm going to match that up. Okay, so now it's in, I think we already have interest. A lot of different colors. It looks like texture. You can feel the texture here. I am going to, that was what I was going to do. I'm going to wrap twine around that when I get done, just to give it a little more interest. So now I'm thinking this wishing you the happiest of birthdays gets put on there. This may still be a little bit too big. I did not balance the two ends very well when I cut this. So it's just kind of random. And I do think I want it to overlap. So now the first thing I want to do is wrap this because I want this piece to overlap. And I don't know that I need to do it double. I was thinking I was going to do it double, but I'm now thinking because I picked black. Now white would have looked good too, but again, like I said, masculine card. I was just kind of thinking deeper, darker colors. So let's see what this looks like. I'm going to tie just a little bow. And this can be tricky to get it tight enough. Oh, that worked pretty good. But I think I want it to go the other way. So let's do it this way so that my tails will go into the card instead of out of the card, if this works. So flip this around, and of course this is so wiggly. I can't get it through the, the hole in the middle. Let's try this again. Pull it tight. Put a finger on it or my thumb on it. Now we can pull it through. There we go. Yep, that's better. That's how I want it to look. Don't want it to be too big and floppy. That's just me. I'll trim that when I get done. I don't like it smack in the middle, so I think I'll put it up a little higher. And now I'm going to put this on here just randomly. And then I'll put my sentiment on top of that. So to adhere this, I will go ahead and just use liquid glue. It does give me a little bit of flexibility if I decide I need to slide it one way or the other. Like that. And then because this is so irregular, I think I'm not going to use dimensionals. Initially I thought I would, but there's so many little edges that, yeah, I kind of like that. And now this needs a little extra glue just to make sure that that corner's going to stay down. You saw the glue was trying to sneak out there. Okay, a little too long for me there. I like how this one's fraying a little bit, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just give it a little bit of a rustic look. And there you have it. Wishing you the happiest for birthdays. Kind of an interesting, eclectic card. Maybe to send somebody that you think is a little bit interesting and eclectic that's in your life. So there we have it. Appreciate you tuning in today. Stay tuned for the next installment of Card Making with Carolina Creative. Appreciate it.